again, just like I guess the last time we talked, it's good to be back on campus. Great to have a day with our players, have some meetings, and get out on the practice field. It feels good to get back around these guys and spend some time with them and get on the practice field. So good energy out there. Busy time right now with official visits in this weekend and graduation and practice. So very busy time, but it's been a lot of fun.
Are you concentrating more on some of the young guys right now?
Yeah, but we always do. I like to look at it that way, and especially with the seniors, some of the guys that are walking, not being here today, they have things going on with their families and that, so it's good to get a look at what it's going to look like some in the spring, to start spring practice. So yes, we are doing that.
Any of those uppercleasmen who decided to redshirt this year, are they going to play in the bowl? Kinjera, Saheem, Cleavon, those guys?
No, they won't. I think maybe Cleavon might have a game left.
So they all had a game left.
I don't know. I thought Kinjera did not. Kinjera was full.
Okay.
So he'd be the only one.
When you look at the young guys coming up that you're sort of watching now, defensively, I'm guessing those are the guys you're most interested in.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, definitely very interested in those guys, and have been all year, to be honest with you. So try to put a lot of pressure on them when we could in season, whenever we had time to just see, to get ahead on that. And it would be a big issue because you're going to try to force a lot on them to just, just the experience factor and getting them as many realistic looks as you can, and for us to see exactly what they can and cannot do. So, really working hard with those guys.
Did the NCAA rule change the way that you approach those guys at all? Because they could play more, maybe not be scout team guys, maybe?
Yeah, it does. It helps, and it gives them opportunities, to get in there and play. And some of the guys, they just didn't get enough quality reps during the year to get them some participation, and we didn't have a ton of blowouts, so getting them the reps was hard, but it does change them.
Have you changed your bowl prep throughout the last 3 years?
I felt like last year we made some strides in that. The first year it was still so much of what we're trying to do to set the program up, to help the program. As much as you always want to go win, and you're playing to win. I just felt like we needed to grind them pretty hard, and we needed the experience, we needed the reps, we needed practice, and sometimes that could be counterproductive. And so I felt like last year, we managed that and had a good balance of working extremely hard when we're on the practice field, but also not overdoing it with them. And I think that's where we're always trying to find that fine line. Do the same thing this year.
Have you all begun to address any Penn State stuff with them yet?
Yes. Yeah, well, the players, not so much. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say that. We did. We introduced some things today. Yeah, we're still going good against good, but we still are applying some plays that will carry on. Yes.
Is there a team that you would compare Penn State to that you played this season?
Mississippi State.
Have you made any decisions about Zaire Hughes and whether or not he'll play in the bowl game?
Pardon me?
Zaire, if he'll play in the bowl game?
No, he's definitely suspended from all team activities.
As head coach, did you feel an obligation to either encourage or discourage Josh or Benny to play in the game?
No, I really felt the need to stay out of that, and I just, again, I wanted it to be their decision and come from them, and the only thing I said, like I said the last time we met, I told Josh, because I knew, we had some preliminary talks, and then, we had a few more, but we were running around doing all the award ceremony, and he was keeping busy, and he said, because when we get back, let's sit down and talk about it. Before we got into those discussions, I just told him, I said, I want you to know that, again, what I said last time, that we respect you, your legacy's set here, and do what's right for you. I didn't want him to feel that pressure from me, because I just, I felt like we just did a lot, and he accomplished a lot, and what he did for us this year and coming back, he did good for himself, and he did good for our program, and so I just left that to him.
Mark, you urged Cleavon to make the switch. Did he approach you about it?
He approached me about playing some defense, and he knows we're losing a lot of guys and need some players, and so he's out there and he looks good. I like what I'm seeing.
Mark, do you have a favorite Benny Snell moment from 3 years now that he's officially announced that he's moving on?
Well, heck, so many. You know, so many. I just think. You know, just a lot of big games. I think the Mississippi State game this year was just a big game, and he had a big game. But just there's quite a few over the years, and you know, I knew that was going to be the case all year, that he'd come out and just wanted it to be on his terms and tell people when he wanted to, how he wanted to. And I told the team today, and the first thing in our team meeting here today, and I think most of our team knew that anyway. But before he put it out there publicly, wanted them to know, and gave him an opportunity to say a few words to the team. So just appreciate what he's done for us. And everybody's different. That's where, you know, we are in this for the players. And I know Cal is, you know, has to address that every year with his players. And sometimes it's you know, right for them. Wouldn't be right, Lonnie.
First time this year.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Oh, when I addressed it. So, you know, I think every player, every situation, you have to look at it individually. You know, I think Josh Allen would be the first one to tell you coming back was absolutely a monumental decision for him that has paid off. And for Benny, for running backs, it's a really different position. So he's very much supported by everybody in here to go ahead and move on to the next phase, and we appreciate what he's done.
How's Penn State like Mississippi State?
Pardon me?
How are they similar?
Offensively, they're very, very similar.
Scheme-wise or
Yes.
personnel-wise? Scheme-wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How important does that rushing record become in this situation now? I mean, both to Benny, obviously. He talked about unfinished business. Do you guys focus on that going into a ball?
Not at all. If we were focused on it, we would have gave him a few more carries in the last game, you know, and try to get him a few more yards. But that wouldn't be very wise either. That's where you do feel bad. You go in there and get hurt or do something silly, you know. If it happens, it happens. It's important. I mean, like him too. It's going to be a very difficult challenge against who we're playing. But you know, we're not going to focus on that. No. Would I like to see it happen? Sure, because he's done a lot for us.
The guys who've been in the clubs or the various hand issues, are they all cleared and ready to go?
Yeah, they're cleared up. They are. Yeah.
Mark, you might have touched on this last week all year, but when you haven't had guys drafted the last few years, now you're going to have Benny and Josh and quite a few other guys. How does that help recruiting?
It definitely helps. You know, the amount of guys that have the postseason awards this year, and the amount of guys we have looked at right now for the draft definitely helps. And yeah, I think when you see Josh Allen, the national awards that he's won, you know, again, you see a two-star guy come in here and develop like that, it helps.
Have you noticed a difference in recruiting reception the last 2 weeks, just with how much success you guys have had this year?
Yeah, I felt good about it. I felt good about who we were on. I told you that maybe one of those, you know, late in the year, I told you I felt pretty good about the way we'd close and have a good opportunity. But again, yes, you feel the very positive vibes, and as we're out recruiting and nationally, and I've been all over the country, and a lot of people are very excited about what we're doing.
James Franklin joked that he tried to encourage Josh Allen through Twitter to not play in the game. He should sit it out. Are there any Penn State players you'd like to encourage not to play?
I have no idea. I have enough to worry about right here. So they have a lot of good players.
Have you talked to Coach Franklin at all?
I have not yet. No, not yet. I'm sure we'll touch base.
Anybody else?
A bit of a busy time right now.
Everybody good?
All right. Thank you
very much.